That's it, man.
Oh, I got.
Once I start fucking working on that thing, man, it was I lost 3 hours, man.
No Chloe tonight?
Yeah, she's behind me on the.
Oh, okay. Oh, there she is. She's being
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah. For now, she's not asleep.
You guys are supposed to get a lot of snow up there tonight, huh?
I don't know, man. You never know. Fucking 2 inches or 2 feet, you know.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna thank you for messaging me back. I'm just about to make some popcorn and start drinking. So here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Rolling Rock. I haven't drank that shit since high school.
I love it.
Do
One of my
you?
favorites.
It's got
I'm a
that.
lager guy.
I like lagers, but it's Rolling Rock's just got that skunked flavor taste to it that I don't know.
To me, man, it's just so crisp and clean. I just, like reminds me of a summer day.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I drank in high school because all that was available was either Rolling Rock or Budweiser.
Oh,
And not a very popular thing, but I think Budweiser is the grossest shit on the planet.
I don't like it either. One of my buddies that passed, God, I love that guy. That was all he would drink. Just that's it. Just nothing else.
Budweiser or
Budweiser.
Rolling Rock, really? I think it's more
No, just
marketing than
Budweiser.
anything else.
Dude, it's like, don't you even want to like try? There's a new beer. No, no, Budweiser.
Wow. Yeah, I got friends like that. They're diehard Bud Light fans, no matter what. That's that they won't drink
Weird.
anything else.
It's weird. It's like I'm just gonna drink Coke my entire life. But orange soda's awesome too, man. Ginger ale's good.
Mm-hmm.
Occasional root beer. I don't whatever. To each their own.
Yeah, no, I stick with Corona, but I get acid reflux a lot lately, so I got to kind of cool it on that too. So I tried some of the IPAs because the microbreweries just opening up all over the place around here, and we got Treehouse down the street from where I live, and it's one of the biggest in the country. Like literally, the line, it's about 100-yard driveway to get to the warehouse. It's a multi-billion-dollar warehouse. And the line on the weekends just to buy takeout cans is out to the street. It's
Damn.
insane. It's absolutely insane. A case of beer is $80.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that bitter. I don't like having to push down my beer because it's so fucking bitter. I don't
Yeah.
think that at all.
No, I can't do it. I tried it for a little while. I like some of the citrusy ones, but it just became too much. And I couldn't do it no more. But it's a fun place to go. It's a whole experience to go in there. It's huge. They got 2 bars. You can see the factory floor and where they make everything and all the kettles or whatever you want to call them. It's huge. But yeah, I mean, I can't do the double IPAs. It burns.
When I still lived out in Colorado and I worked in the cube life, there was a cube buddy of mine. We'd go out to the bars on Friday. There was one bar we'd go to, and they had this, I don't know, this giant fucking barrel in the middle of the bar, and it was like cheap ass beers. I think they couldn't sell,
Mm-hmm.
and he would be all over that, like white on rice, man. I mean, he'd be pulling out like a chocolate stout, like,
Oh no,
God,
I can't do.
dude,
I
you're
can't do
saving
stouts.
$1. I'm like, dude, you're saving $1. Go drink a real beer, or like, some blueberry IPA. I don't know.
Yeah, you get those guys that
like
alcohol's alcohol. They don't give a shit what it is. They don't care at all.
Yeah, they don't care the delivery system. Yeah.
Nope. So it's nasty. Some stuff's just totally disgusting. I can't. There's a lot of beer I can't stand. So I'll try it. If you go to a microbrewery, they just put the. I was up in Maine today for work, doing my fabulous Lewiston Auburn run, and made my way back down to Scarborough, and that Dave's famous barbecue right there is now a Sea Dog Brewery, which is up in Conway, New Hampshire. So they got decent brews there. So it was kind of bummed that Dave's closed. I love that place.
Yeah, they don't. They used to have some decent barbecue joints up here, but they're gone. It's kind of a bummer.
COVID killed a lot of it.
Yeah.
Sadly, a lot of the independent places closed down. So,
yep.
But one thing that is COVID proof are books.
I don't know. AI is coming along. It's getting a little worried.
Do you think it could write a zombie novel?
You know,
or is
I know
AI a zombie novel itself?
Yeah, I don't know. I know the narrators. I belong to a narrator group, and they're getting a little worried because AI is starting to do narration. Now, it's obviously not as good. It can't do the inflections, and it has its issues, but it's here, and it's only going to get better. And then Tracy was looking at some writing group site, and some person, I don't know, woman or man, was talking about how AI, you can give it a paragraph and the AI will like redo it and can and elaborate an entire story from this paragraph or something along those lines. It's like, whew, that's scary, man.
Well, we just had it down here that at the state house that Jake Ockenblum, I think he's a congressman or a senator or something like that. One of those guys read a whole speech that was written by AI. Like you feed in the keywords, like what you want it to say, what you want to write, and it writes the entire thing for you. It's, they're doing it with art too. A lot of the artists are getting pissed off because it's copying artwork.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I've listened to a couple of, if you watch some YouTube videos or something like, watching tutorials or even audiobooks or something, if you look them up, or a story or something, and you can tell it's AI reading it. It just doesn't sound the same. It sounds fake. However, did you watch Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Disney
yes,
Plus. All Darth Vader's voice was all taken from pre-recordings of James Earl Jones's voice, which is why he didn't sound as old like he did in Rogue One. He sounded aged. All of his dialogue was taken from other dialogue. So they can pretty much take anybody's voice, the thousands upon millions of hours of recordings, and make the whole TV show out of it, which is what they did with Darth Vader.
Yeah, see, a lot of these narrators are losing their crap because they didn't realize some of the contracts they have signed allow their voices to be used. So the AI is taking their voices and, taking their own voices, and they're not necessarily putting them out of a job, but, definitely giving them competition now.
Yeah, just as I'm starting to get back into the voiceover game, computers are going to knock me out of it, out of work.
Everything will adapt. Everybody thought once TVs came into effect, movie theaters were going to go the way of the dodo, but that didn't happen, so.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll navigate.
But no one also thought that people would want to pay for water or television.
Yeah.
When cable came out of bottled water, it's like, who's going to pay for water? Now you can pay me to drink from the tap, A garden hose I would in the summertime because it takes you back to childhood. But
with snobs, right? I think if it's not Poland Springs, it's like, I'm not having it.
Yep, exactly. I'm a wicked big water snob at this point. So where do we start here? Do you want to, I mean, we talked about Indian Hill a lot last week, and we had a lot of questions when I opened things up to the group, but I think a lot of people want to see Indian Hill continue. And I know you don't, because like you said, you stuck the landing, but I don't know.
That's a hard one. Because obviously that world is near and dear. And I have, dude, I swear I have ruminated. Look at me. Fucking that 3 syllables, 4 syllables. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I have thought about it. I don't remember when I posted it, but I had like a little teaser about Mike meeting President Mike Soldier Mike meeting President Mike. It was only a couple paragraphs, and I actually had that opened up on my computer the other day, just looking at it, like, huh, do I? Don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, but that it's that in the forefront. I don't know. I don't want to give any false hope, but there it is.
Okay. What are you doing now with the other two books? The two books being done. What are you doing in your spare time? What's the diamond art thing? I thought that's the question I was looking for. Is that what
Oh,
it is?
God.
Diamond art? Is that what you would posted the other day?
Yeah. So what was it? About a year ago, somebody, I think I might be wrong, but I think it was a fan of mine sent Tracy this picture, and it was diamond art. I was like, what in the hell is this? I was like, it was really cool. It was like this badass tree, but you get the big drills. They call them little drills, the little plastic shiny things, and you have like a something almost like a pen that you pick them up with, and you literally, it's almost like paint by numbers with little tiny drills, and it sounds like it would be insane to do, but I'll tell you, for an OCD mind, it's very calming and relaxing to just zone out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm putting these little stupid colors where they tell me to put the little stupid colors. No thinking. So I find it very enjoyable.
Sometimes it's good to have something just to shut the brain off.
Yes. Yes. That's not always an easy procedure.
Mm-hmm. Is that similar to what the R2 doing that is, or is that a little more technical?
Fucking art. Oh shit. I do well with directions.
Mm-hmm.
I can literally, I can tear a motor apart. There's a lot of things I can do. I'm not gonna say I'm super handsy, but I have some skill set. But R2 is a whole other animal. There's nothing. There's no manual. There's no instructions. There's literally, I'm not even, probably 1,000 different ways you can put them together with dozens of different types of materials. So there's no, like, I've sat here. I collected parts for like 7 years because I just would buy parts and I had no idea what to do with them, how they went together. So they just sat. So I'd actually put a message out. And so that's how I met this builders group down in Virginia. I actually shipped them the parts down to Virginia. I flew down and we got to work on it, got it started, and they've been big help. Hamden Road droid builders, man. So without them, I would have been screwed. So we're making progress, but he's been more stress than enjoyment because of the OCD. I've got all these parts and I'm sitting on them and I'm not doing anything with them, so it's driving me slowly insane. So if I start something, I have to finish it. So
yep. So does the OCD help with the writing?
Yes, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
So when you sit and start writing, do you have the idea for it first? Do you pen and paper, or do you just get on your computer or a typewriter, whatever you have up there, and just start typing and see what comes out?
What I try to do, I guess a semi-pantser. I have a rough idea, a general overview of how I want the story to go. And then I will kind of the night before plan out the scene I'm going to write that next day, that helps me get to where I'm going. So, but a lot of times, the characters will take a hard left turn. I'm like, that wasn't supposed to happen, and now I'm like, well, I've just gone in a whole different direction and I got to figure it out and backtrack. And yeah, sometimes I just sit there and look at the computer for half an hour going, uh-oh.
Has there been a particular story that's given you the most trouble to write?
It was probably the Spirit Clearing was the one that threw me for the biggest loop. Because I at this point, I can't remember. It was supposed to be like a straight ghost story. And then but they kind of had this, I don't want to call it a love story, but it was kind of a love story involved in it as well, which was never part of the original plan. Just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm. So you've said that before, that was your hardest book mentally, but obviously it seems like it was your hardest book physically too to do.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, without a doubt.
Wow. So you can hear Chewbacca in the background.
Yeah. She is down 7 pounds as of today, so
Is
pretty
she
excited.
really? Wow, that's awesome.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Well, cheers to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping to get her down into the mid 60s by summer. The heat really just jacks her up, and I don't want to put that extra stress on her system. So I'm hoping we can get some of the more weight off before then.
You just doing it with diet, or is it specialty food? You exercising her?
Exercise, hilarious. I I got a picture of her today. We were going for a walk, quote walk. She literally sat down in the middle of the driveway and watched me and Holly walk. So that was her exercise for the day. We've got her on the farmer's dog, so they send out pre-portioned amounts that she eats every day, and I mean she loves the food. I'm sure she wants more of it, but it's super easy. You get this pack today. That's it. Besides these treats, we got these little itty bitty treats, and she's happy. She's not trying to gnaw any arms off or anything, and she's losing weight, so we're happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's the goal weight for her?
Well, her cousin, they're sisters because they live here, but they're actually cousins. Her cousin is 57. If we could get there, Chloe's a bigger dog, so if she was about 60, 62, I'd be pretty thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good way for her.
Will Chloe be making any appearances like Henry did in any future novels?
She's in the books. The dogs play a little bit of a role, but nothing. They actually have a part in this next book coming out, so a little bit.
20 or 7?
20.
20. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
20.
How hard? It's like a Jason novel. You can't kill Mike. It just keeps on going.
No, it's funny. I was going to kill him in book 1. So.
Really?
100%. Because it was only supposed to be one and done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Tracy, and she's like, "You can't kill the main character." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm only writing the one book." No, you're not killing the character. I mean, at that point, none of this was happening. I wasn't selling anything,
right?
And we really had no intentions of selling anything. But she's like, "Don't kill him. Don't friggin' do it." So here we are, 20 books later.
You just give her the yep, honey, you were right. I was wrong.
Yeah, it's the number of times I've been right business wise. I want to say it's probably like 3, So I think I have a couple wins, but certainly nothing to write home about.
Is there anything that you've written that she's just said besides the Mike killing off Mike? No, you're not doing that, or you're insane for doing that. Or do we have enough time to go into all that?
Well, you just read Tim, right? Listen to Tim.
Yeah. Well, I know she didn't want. You said that in the first interview that she gave you the look.
Yeah, she's not like I got a lot of people that like, you write another Tim. She's like, don't write another Tim. So I might write another Tim. He's fun to do.
Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten to the end of Tim 3 yet, because we're doing a Tim show on the 15th. That'll be out on the 17th. So I'm building the panel. So I want to wait till the week of, and then I'm going to re-listen to 1 and 2 and then 3. So it's all fresh in my head.
Gotcha. I think to me, I think I've said it before, but I think to me, that was Sean's best performance, the way he killed it with Tim.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a great job.
In the back, when you were writing it, do you have Tim and Durgan being brothers?
No, I never thought that. Durgan's just a bully asshole. Tim is a whole other animal. He's psychotic. There's not much Tim won't do.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim plays a big part in LF. I don't know if it's 6 or 7, but Tim's in there.
So there's 5 lichens, and then you got, 5 lichens, then demon.
Yeah.
So which demon is technically a lichen.
Yes.
Book.
Yeah,
so.
I should have did that differently, but live and learn.
When you look it up, it'll say Lichen Fallout 6 Demon Wars or something like that. It's the way somebody has it titled. So I'm not sure. I don't think that's on your end or if that's on just a website end.
Well, there's a Demon Fallout, and then there's a Lichen Fallout Demon Wars.
Okay, that might have been what I was looking at then.
Yeah. I should have done like Lichen Fallout. I don't know, the underground or I don't know, something. Because it's as clear as mud, especially to a new reader. They're like, I think I missed a book. I don't understand what's going on. Shit.
Yeah, I type in Mark Tufo books in order, or Lichen Fallout or Demon Zombie Fallout in order. So because if you look them up on Audible, where they have the volume number, the exclusively on Audible sticker covers it up.
Yeah, and they have a funny way of displaying stuff. It's not always the easiest navigation,
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to be clear. Like, I don't know how many books I've personally read where I don't know if it's the 3rd book in the series, the 2nd book. Like, there's no telltale way, and that's why.
Ooh, you froze. Mark's frozen. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yep, I'm
here.
I
can hear you.
You froze for a little bit. You totally froze up.
Oh.
So you were talking about the Audible and how they do things.
Yeah, they seem to make it difficult to navigate my titles. I try to make it as easy as possible by having the numbers displayed on the cover so you know where the hell you're at.
But they cover the numbers. That's what confuses me. I confuse a lot of people. It's like the picture of Henry, on the book. The thing's just totally covered up over
that's
it. So
I had I'm not going to get this 100% right, but I had somebody reach out or they posted on the fan page that they started reading with Zombie Fallout 6 and don't understand what's going on. And it's like,
there's the first. You should be starting on 6.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with that information. I mean,
so you didn't write it like Star Wars, where you started at episode 4.
Oh, maybe that's what they were thinking. I don't freak.
So, is there any more talk of a live action with Audible, or what's going on with that?
Signed the paperwork early December. Haven't heard a peep, man. So I think things work slow. I don't know what the timetables are. I have no idea. I get a lot of people like, you should make a movie. It's like, I live in the sticks in Maine. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
There's I don't know why people think I have connections, but I don't.
I don't think they realize just how hard it is to get something done. It's you audition for something or you put something out there and it takes forever for people to get back to you. It's not the fastest process in the world.
No, froze.
Yeah, I froze.
Yeah.
Oh, seems like
no, you're back.
Okay. So, all right. So that's weird.
Yeah, that's like I don't know if you've watched it, but on Prime, is it Prime? I've been watching The Peripheral, awesome sci-fi show if anybody's interested. But so when before the show they advertised the book, dude William Gibson, you can buy the book, but he wrote that book in like 2003. So I mean, you're talking, took 20 years to go from book to on screen, you know. So
Right. So
so
they
I
did
mean,
that.
you know, technically it could be another 7 years for me. So we'll see.
Yeah. I look at the Gray Man that came out on Netflix. You know, he wrote that. I think it was 2005. I think he said he
Yeah.
started writing that. The first one was, and now it's crazy when you see a movie and you read the book and how much they have to update it just uh, speech wise, or not chronologically, but with everything that's going on now with being more politically correct. And
Uh,
who's the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory writer that they're editing the book now for
yeah.
some words. You can't say mother and father, you have to say his parents. And it's like, come on, are we going that far, down the rabbit hole with all this shit?
I think we are. You know,
Well, you better
I
hope they don't do anything with Tim, because you're screwed then.
that might it just be redacted. It'll be all black, redacted,
Yeah.
redacted. That'll be the new title, Tim Redacted.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets pretty colorful.
Yeah, no doubt. My version of, I guess, extreme horror, but you know, in terms of some of the extreme horror I've come across, Tim's actually fairly tame. So
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as everybody had made it out to be. And I think when you go into something, you think it's going to be one way, and then you're like, it's not as bad as listening to my uncle talk, or your buddies when you're growing up, or something to that effect. But he does get dark. He does get very misogynistic, but I just listened to the whole Harvey Weinstein trial and books on stuff on podcasts on that. I'm like, it's no different than reality. So
yeah, unfortunately,
mhm.
yeah, I think if you compare it to the zombie Fallout series, you know, but if you don't do that, yeah, because a lot of people, you know, they think zombie Fallout's pretty. Well, it is gory and dark, and then you know Tim goes another couple of
Yeah.
notches down the belt.
Well, it's a zombie book. It's not going to be, butterflies and unicorns and things like that.
Well, it could be if the redactors get a hold of them.
So if they do make it into live action, they're probably going to, I hate to say it, it's not going to be what we all envisioned in our head.
Oh, I doubt.
Everybody, what do you see in your head? Who do you see as Mike?
You know, I don't know I don't know if he's getting a little old now, but I really thought at one point Colin Ferguson would be great. The guy, the sheriff from Eureka, I thought would have played a great Mike.
Not familiar with him. The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I saw that show or.
Yeah, look him up, and he's got
Okay.
the snark and the sarcasm and all that. I think he would have been a perfect fit. He still may. I don't know. You seen those stupid Maytag commercials where the guy plays the Maytag machine?
Yeah.
That's him.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, actors are actors. Hollywood makes some weird choices, and when with the whole Batman, I'm a huge Batman fan. So, when they cast Michael Keaton, everybody thought it was the worst thing in the world. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, it was the worst thing when they did George Clooney, but they put Christian Bale, people didn't like it. Affleck, they hated. Pattinson, they hated. And I think they all did a great job of it. It's
Yeah.
just, they're actors. They just because you see somebody in one role all the time doesn't mean that's their main thing. They're actors. This is what they're gonna act like someone else.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
just enjoy the movie, you know? Like,
yeah.
people that tear them apart well, that can't happen. You can't have a photon torpedo, you know, it won't do an 89-degree angle. Like I don't even know what you're talking about, man. All I know is shit blew up and that was cool.
Yep. Everybody gets the Shatner on Saturday Night Live at the convention. They go into chronological order, and in episode 4, season 2, you said this, but then you went and did this on the next thing. I can't think past 10 pages. I don't
Uh,
understand people that can do that.
well, I get a lot of people do that with the books, you know, especially where they have the advantage of they can, you know, especially maybe a new reader that listens back to back to back, and they've listened to all my all 2019 books in, a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start telling me stuff, and it's like, dude, I've been writing that for 12 years. I have no idea what's in book 2, chapter 7. I couldn't even begin to tell you, so.
Yeah. Nick was like that from last week's show. He was very, very technical. I mean, be a good reference if you ever have to be like, hey, what did I say back here and what happened, in this book? He knew a little bit of everything.
Well,
and
you'll see
how it
every
went.
once in a while, I will do unfair contests of the day for like, hey, what was blah blah blah's name during the scene when the tornado hit, and all of a sudden all these answers come up. I'm like, oh great, I just saved myself 2 hours of investigation. I'll pay a sticker,
Yeah, that's worth it. Do some chronological research. So, what's this latest contest? What's the band? Because this won't come out till Friday, so you'll probably already have announced the winner.
It's funny. I had never. They got one song on the radio that I heard of, and Tracy really likes it, so I got the tickets because Tracy wanted to go. But Jelly Roll. So all day today, I was like, I don't even know who. I don't even know who Jelly Roll is. So I've been playing on YouTube. I'm like, this dude's great. So I'm pretty excited to go to the show.
I never heard of him.
Look it up. Good music. Then tomorrow, the pre-sale for Tedeschi trucks goes on sale, so I got to get me some of those too. I really want to see them.
Who are they?
They're like a jam band, bluesy, in the Allman Brothers kind of vein. Good bluesy rock stuff.
Where are they playing?
Both of them are up at Bangor Waterfront.
Is that by the casino? Or is that
is
that on the other side?
It's right
the river
next. It's on the same side of the river as the casino.
Okay. I knew I saw something when we were up there that there was like a bandstand or something to that effect.
Yeah, it's like 100 yards down the road from the casino. So
has I'm drawing a blank on the band that at the Red Rocks concert where they get sucked up in Indian Hill. Widespread Panic.
Yeah.
Have they ever contacted you or said thanks for the shout out or asked you to start using their names?
Well, they're huge. So I was able to get, I supposedly, I don't even know for 100% sure, got one of the books into one of the band members' hands. Whether they ever read it or anything, I don't know. I never heard back. But one of the guys that is a producer for the show, a previous producer, is friends with a woman that does tour managing for Widespread. So I have a pretty good link I would like to exploit, like, hey, can I get backstage? Yeah, so I'm trying to, work that angle. So we'll see what happens.
Not sure if you know, but I had aliens abduct people from your concert one time in one of my novels.
Yeah.
It's always it's worth trying to use your celebrity for good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Not only sometimes I just get bear in the mail, which is awesome. Can't pass that up.
Free bear is always a good thing.
Free bear is good.
Do you listen to music while you write?
Yeah, all the time.
What do you listen to?
I'm all over the place. It's usually rock and usually on the heavier side, but not heavy metal, not death metal, I guess. But I like hard rock, all the classics, Sabbath, Zeppelin, freaking Iron Maiden, but I love the jam bands too, Grateful Dead, Widespread, Allman Brothers. Mostly I'm more on the rock side, but there's not much I won't listen to. I mean, I enjoy country too. So
yeah.
I'm sorry. The one thing jazz. I can't do it. I cannot. I feel
interested to see. It'd be interesting to see where the novel goes while listening to jazz.
Probably nowhere because I'll probably just quit.
Yeah, listening to music with lyrics doesn't affect your writing at all?
No, it's I have Sirius XM so I can get. I don't have commercials, but every once in a while they have DJ will come on for a minute or so, and that's enough to kind of bring me out of the scene I'm writing. So I'll even switch the channel quickly. Sometimes I'll just go onto YouTube and put on like today I had the Jelly Roll mix and just listen to an hour and a half of Jelly Roll. So,
dude,
which
shut
was
up! You're messing up
surprisingly
my
good.
flow.
Yes,
We're gonna have to check out Jelly
exactly.
Roll then. This is gonna be good advertisement for whoever the hell he is. Is he is he a guy, or is it Jelly Roll the name of the band? Like Meatloaf, he's
I
just a big guy.
He is a big dude.
Okay.
I think it's just one dude. I don't know if that's the group name. I'm just learning about these people, a person,
Mm-hmm.
you know, within the last couple days.
Cool. Is that a thimble collection behind you? I'm sorry to be distracted by that. You got
Symbol.
the middle shelf, fourth row down on the right side of it. It looks like you got like a
Those
bunch
are
of little
football.
squares. Oh, okay. The little football helmets.
Football helmets.
Ah.
Yeah.
When did you start collecting those?
I've had those for ages. I don't know, they're special finish. I don't know. I spent way too much on them, I'm sure.
So they're not the ones you get in the 25% gumball machines, the like
No,
the die-cast
no,
metal
no,
ones
no.
type of thing.
I'm too sophisticated for the 25-cent gumball machines. It was the 50-cent machines.
The little plastic ones. So
Yeah.
do you ever listen to Star Wars soundtracks or anything while you're writing? Just to kind of get you in the spirit or anything, or like an instrumental or another movie soundtrack without words?
I don't. No, no,
Okay.
I haven't. No, I I used to. I mean, there definitely at one time in my life I used to I don't know if you ever heard of Shadowfax was instrumental. God, I
Mm-hmm.
loved them for a while. God, Enigma. God, I loved them. I don't know if
They're
you ever heard.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're huge. I've loved them since the beginning. So that's just a
yeah.
French husband and wife
I
duo.
didn't know. I
Yeah.
haven't listened to them in ages, but man, I used to have that on repeat. But that was before I was writing.
I
I
think
don't know.
everybody had that first Enigma CD on repeat.
Yeah,
That's like the
yeah.
go-to, I was just out of high school when that came out, and that was the go-to soundtrack when you're with your girlfriend or something like that,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That
could see
in the Bread anthology was the big make-up music of my day.
Red Anthology, huh? I thought the Cranberries used to be pretty good for that.
They would too.
Yeah,
Cranberries were good with that too.
yeah.
So what did you like with, let's go getting back to the books and stuff like that, with the critics, did the critics stuff bother you if they gave you a book a negative review or things like that?
It used to when I paid attention. Um, I'm I'm human, so
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to hear you fucking suck. Nobody wants to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we go? We went over swearing, right? That's
Yeah, you
over
can
swearing.
swear, it's fine. I click on YouTube, I click no, it's not for kids.
Okay. I especially at first, I would go on and like, oh my god, a review, I must read it, and you'd get the 5 star, and it's like, I'm the best thing since Stephen King, da, 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 and then someone would give you a 4 star, and you're like, you bastard, why only four? I deserve a five,
Yeah.
and then God forbid you got the one, and then you wanted to friggin' blow your brains out
I'm never
because
doing this again. I suck.
this is the stupidest shit ever. I'm gonna hunt that person down and gonna piss on their lawn. I don't know, So uh it's better now, but still, I my goal is to put out a product that is enjoyable. But obviously, it's a lesson you have to learn, but obviously you cannot please everybody. There's just no way in God's green earth you can.
Mhm.
But if you do to the majority, then you're doing something right. So,
I
and I'm
think you
happy
got
with.
I think you got the majority liking what you do, considering the fan page has what, over 7,000 members on it at this point.
Yeah, and then my author page is, I think, closing in on 20. So, you know, no, I don't. I don't read reviews because I don't want to deal with that. I like to keep my yin and my yang as even flowed as possible.
Hmm.
So I stay away from. I don't like the fives. I don't need my head blown up, or the ones. I don't need to blow my head up. So
Hmm. How long have you been doing this professionally?
okay. So I finished the first Indian Hill book in '09. Um, and put it out, and I don't know, sold 4 copies. It was 2011 that I said, see you later to corporate America. So whatever that, what's that, 11, 12 years now. So
Yeah, so that's enough time to have under your belt to know how the game works, you know, how the haters are and how the fans are.
yeah,
Right? You just
I don't know who I pissed off. I'm sure there's more than one, but I used to have a person that every time I dropped a new book, within a half an hour of the book dropping, 1 star. It's like, and I don't know what I did. For my girlfriend, I don't know. Jealous author, I don't know.
and they didn't even read it. They just automatically hated
No,
it.
there's no way they didn't read the book in a half an hour, and it was always the same person. 1 star, 1 star,
Mhm.
1 star.
And Tim, they gave
Yeah,
5 stars.
no. Then on the occasion, see, this is why I don't read reviews because it drives me insane. I had this one person, I don't know, for whatever reason, didn't like Zombie Fallout 12, I guess.
Hmm.
So kind of lambasted it. I mean, bashed it up left and right, but not one peep of on Zombie Fallout 1 through 11. It's like, all right, you might not like a book. And that's fair. You do you. But you could have, said something about 1 through 11. You could have left reviews for those that enjoyed them. But
Hmm.
now I'm just going to have the one shitty one. So,
Yeah, there are people out there that just the internet has just given people free range to just shit on everything so they can try to make a name for themselves. And it's ridiculous how they do that.
I honestly, Jeff, I don't mind a negative review. If you seriously didn't like the book,
Hmm.
100%, you voice your opinion. That's fine. I don't care. It was that you didn't say that you liked the first 11. That you never left a review for those, but you had to go to the one you couldn't stand, and that was the one you decided to. I'm gonna freaking,
Yeah.
that was what stuck in my craw. But
Give an honest review, what you like, what you don't like. What didn't you like about it? Not just it's useless dribble and zombies aren't real and Tufo's a pretentious douche, stuff like that.
well, I mean that's true enough. So you know, we got to stay honest.
That's it. Very, very, very true. So, so did I read this correctly? That so in the stories you with Mike, he talks about his family. You got his brother Ron and the kids Travis and Justin. Are those all roughly based on real family members?
If I had the cosmic do-over, I wouldn't
Hmm.
have done that. But again, I never thought they were going to sell. It was not my intention to sell. Uh, I just wrote who I knew. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, there's my brother. But so it makes it much more difficult to like start offing people. Like, ooh, can't really, don't want to kill my daughter. That's kind of friggin' bizarre.
I'll
So
kill her fiance. Why not?
yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, I didn't like that kid anyway.
He was a good kid. I feel bad that he's dead now. What are you gonna
Uh,
do?
Sorry to say. So, but Travis is a real one of your sons. He's written a couple of books from what I saw.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know if he's just, a time thing or doesn't have the passion, but he's written two, and I know he enjoys writing, but it's definitely not at the forefront or a priority for him right now. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Ron also written a has written a book or two.
Yeah, we. I don't want to. We'll. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that. So,
Yes. I mean, if you want to talk about it off the air or off the weekend, but we'll leave it
nope, I understand. I went on a deep dive on you Google. It's like the thing you Google somebody if you're researching them, and you kind of go into everything, and you just see a list of everything that shows up
yeah, those pictures aren't really me, man. That was Photoshop.
with the hat.
No, I don't know. It's just
I
I
actually
just
I had that on earlier before we were supposed to do this. I have one of those hats, but it's got a
oh
can thing in it. I got it for my daughter for Christmas.
oh
She
nice.
puts her Pepsi cans in it, and she'll drink out of it while she's downstairs playing her video games.
That's
Because
awesome.
we were watching Zombieland, and the girl had one in it. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a foam dome." She's like, "That is the greatest thing. I have to have that." She's 11. I'm like, okay. So I saw one at Marshall's this year for Christmas. It's a Viking hat, and the cut cans go in the horns. And
That's awesome.
she wore it all New Year's Eve while we were walking around the house. It was the greatest thing, greatest gift I ever got her. So, but I thought it was awesome that we were watching Zombieland, and she saw it. That's what she picked out of the whole movie was that one scene that she had a foam dome on.
Oh,
So
kid, they're
my daughter's
hilarious.
interesting when we'll watch like uh we watch Zombieland or we'll watch Resident Evil or World War Z. We'll watch because I've always got something zombie going on in the background of the house. And she'll analyze the movie. She's not scared by it. She'll analyze, like, well, how come this movie zombies run fast? And how come this one they're slow? And how come in this one they do that? And oh, that one did something different. Like we watched the new Halloween movies, and she's wondering why Michael Myers doesn't run, but he can catch up to people. And I'm
Yeah,
like, you're 10. You're not supposed to have these questions in your head. You're supposed to
just
just,
enjoy the movie.
yeah, you're just supposed to be scared. I'm like, I don't have these answers. I don't know why Jason ran for the first 6 movies, but then he stopped, but he caught up to people. You know, we never had those questions answered for us as kids. It's just supposed to be scary. So, but I think it's great that she doesn't get scared by that stuff, and she processes and analyzes it so she's not scared by a horror movie.
That's pretty cool. That I do not have that
Yeah.
safety procedure worked into it.
Yeah. Was there one movie growing up that just scared the living piss out of you?
Nightmare on Elm Street. Just oh god, I found that movie to be terrifying.
Was it the scene with Glenn when Johnny Depp got sucked into the bed? Because that's where I shut
I
it off and ran upstairs to bed and didn't watch the
I,
rest of the movie till the next day.
I think it was just the whole concept, just the whole like getting attacked in your sleep kind of thing. I mean
Yeah,
that movie, yeah, that movie really got me.
that
So
movie
I
was
was
next level. That scared the hell out of me. I remember the first time I saw it, I was alone, and my neighbor worked at the video store up the street. And like all best, this is for the younger viewers. When you had video stores, you had to go out, put on your shoes and jacket, get in the car, go to
that
a
was
store to get videos, and sometimes they weren't there. They weren't available. They only had 2 copies.
I loved that was a cool experience though, man.
It
That
was
was a
fun.
I think they're missing out with the just being able to stream instantly, but you go out, go get chicken wings, and then go rent a flick and
Yeah,
go search
it,
through the whole thing and get what you wanted or not, and be
it was
bummed
a,
out.
it was a
Get it.
process to do it. It
Yeah.
was fun. Like a Friday night going out was going to the video store,
Yep.
finding the movie you wanted wasn't in, so you had to try to find something else.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
love everything right at your fingertips.
There's definitely something to
Guilty
be
of
said,
that.
about what was it about? Went to my son's house a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, and he kind of like blew my mind. Like they didn't have like cable. or DirecTV or Comcast or whatever.
Mhm.
Everything they had was streaming, and I was like, "This is the weirdest thing ever. You don't have regular channels." It blew me away. And then just last week I gave DirecTV the boot. I'm all streaming. I've got all these. I got like Apple and Disney and Paramount Plus and Netflix and Hulu and
Me
like
too.
what I'm saving on DirecTV, I'm able to get all these friggin' awesome streaming channels and just all this stuff that you can.
But you're
It's
spending just as much, but it's
you know,
everything the way you want it. So it's worth
but
it.
I was spending just as much and then double because I still had DirecTV because
Yeah.
the NFL. I really enjoy football and
Mhm.
I got DirecTV because I had to get the NFL
NFL
package.
ticket.
God, I just loved it. Now that they lost it, it was like, well, see ya.
So yeah, they lost a lot of business. It's
Yeah.
funny when Mary and I bought the house in beginning January 2020. It was built in 1954, and there were cable wires everywhere. And I used to work for
Oh,
Comcast. I was a technician for 5 years. I cut
wow.
all the cable lines out of the house when we remodeled it. And there's one line coming into the house. That's it. Into the internet box, and everything is streaming. So the only reason only reason I have YouTube TV is because Mary likes to watch the news, and she'll watch regular TV sometimes. I'm like, we can watch that with no commercials. She's like,
Yeah.
no, I like it. I like watching regular TV sometimes. I'm like, I hate.
See,
I'd
that
rather
blew me
stream
away.
everything.
That's how programmed I was. Like when we were at his house, like it blew me away to not have commercials. I was like,
Yep.
I don't understand. I can't.
How do I know what to buy for Christmas, or what if I have a disease because I'm not seeing medical ads every 5 seconds?
I'm going to need a Ford truck, and nobody is selling them on streaming. That's what to do. So
yeah. How do I have moderate? How do I know if I have moderate or to severe plaque psoriasis? My skin's itchy. What is this?
I don't know if this medication is going to give me devil horns or not.
Yeah, it's nuts the way everything is. It was great. A couple weeks ago, we were sitting in bed and we were talking about something. We were watching the Freddie Mercury concert for life because she's a huge Queen fan. And on this, we ended up buying it. I bought it on Apple, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, wait, they cut Spinal Tap out of it.
Oh,
Spinal Tap did a number. They did Majesty of Rock, and I'm like, she's like, who's Spinal Tap? I'm like, you've never seen Spinal Tap, so boom, Apple TV. I buy this as Spinal Tap. It's like automatically like, this is great. We can watch this right away. We don't have to go to the video store and try to find a crappy VHS copy of this Spinal Tap. Which
yeah, I mean,
is one of my favorite movies.
There's not much you can't get
Nope.
streaming. It is incredible.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you hope that someday with your books, like I went in a bookstore yesterday. I was up in west northern New Hampshire, right in the Vermont border, where my day took me for my job, and I had to take my lunch because I'm a truck driver. You got to, for every 8 hours you drive, you have to punch out for a 30 minutes. So I'm like, all right, 30 minutes, whatever. I'll pull in this parking lot and I'll sit. And I went into a bookstore. It wasn't a Barnes and Noble. It was just some regular bookstore. And I walked in and I was looking through sci-fi horror, and there's a whole shelf like you have behind you, just Stephen King novels. And then you go to the T section and there's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like when I went up to Old Orchard in the used bookstore and I asked if they had any Mark Tufo books, and the girl went, who? And I was like,
yeah.
Like your books do more on streaming than they do on live TV, so to speak. If you're looking at video stores, bookstores are live TV, and video stores and streaming is Audible and Amazon and things.
Audible's friggin' huge for me, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made it into a brick and mortar store once, and that was, the angels were singing and the sun part and the sun came, the clouds part. It was pretty awesome,
Yeah.
But no, you can order books of mine at a brick and mortar if you're so inclined. But yeah, for the most part, they're not in stores.
Do you find that hurts you, or that it doesn't affect you at all because with do you think more people read your stories or they're on Audible? Because I'm all Audible because I drive all day.
Um, these are unproven statistics, but I feel like they're fairly accurate. Way back before I did any audiobooks at all, if I had 100 sales, 97 were probably ebooks and 3 were physical copies.
Mm-hmm.
Fair assessment. Today, if you took the same 100 sales, it's probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hard copies, 10 ebooks, and the rest would all be audio.
Wow.
So, yeah, audio is pretty huge.
So this I found when I was deep diving on Google, I saw Z Hunt.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's in your Triptiverse timeline thing that you have there. That's in the bottom right hand corner that I never even noticed that it was in there before when I was looking at all of that.
It's a, I don't, I don't know. I don't know if it's considered a novella or a short. I don't remember the word count on it. David Moody, pretty established writer over in the UK, was doing this Year of the Zombie, and he was putting out, I say, a novella each month that was zombie themed, and he asked 12 or 13 people to put a story out, and that's just my part of it. It's a complete standalone, has nothing to do with the Talbot verse or anything like that. I think it's a pretty good story. I've written some shorts and kind of like, but I think Z Hunt's pretty good.
Yeah. Is a short in you got Z Resurrected. You got a story in one of those and that thing too.
Yeah, that
are those still available to get? Like, can you get those on? I saw that the Z Hunt was in Kindle for 99 cents.
Yeah, you should be able to get Resurrect. The one in Z Resurrected though is not even basically. It is Riley 5.
Okay.
Which yeah. Yeah, I had somebody reached out. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name now, but she's like, "Yeah, we're putting these stories together. If you could bring back." Well, I really shouldn't say too much. It's basic. Yeah, it's Riley 5.
Okay.
I'm trying not to. But
you can
look at
spoil
the
it.
titles.
I put full disclosure on this show that things are going to get spoiled if you don't you don't want to hear it. Shut it off, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Okay. This is a potential spoiler for Riley if you don't want to hear it. It was. She basically said you want to write a story that you bring back some character you wish you hadn't killed off. So that
Riley's dead.
That. No.
Because I'm reading Riley right now. I'm physically reading Riley because I got it on Apple.
Did you just not hear what I fucking said?
That's the fucking joke, dude.
Fuck.
I don't listen to my own advice. So that stuff like that doesn't bother me. If like I'm a huge, and I said this last week, I'm a huge behind the scenes kind of guy. I like to know what it's like reading the book before you see the movie. You know what's going to happen. Yeah. But it's what leads up to that happening that you don't know about. So I don't give a shit about knowing the end. I mean, granted, I don't want to know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. That totally would have blew me away. But it's what happens to get you to that point that, I still want to know what happens, even though I know the end result.
I had this, I got a friend.
And my apologies if you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back and you don't know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's friend, but it's been 40 years, so deal with it now.
I don't even know what the Star Wars is that you speak of.
It was pretty popular. They had a couple of movies. You should look it up. You'll probably like it.
Dude, so I'm building this fucking R2, right? And I need some paint. It's a painting process. And I call up the guy and I tell him, I'm like, hey, I'm building this this robot. It's R2-D2 from Star Wars, and the guy's like, Star Wars? I've never heard of that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna find another painter.
He's legit said, I don't know what that is.
Like, I mean, I I'm sure there's eight or
You're
nine
not
people
that
that
far up in Maine that people don't know what Star
no,
Wars is.
no. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that haven't seen it. That maybe some people don't like Star Wars, but how could you ever not know what it is? I mean,
Right.
that's insanity to me.
Wow.
I've never seen Taylor Swift. I know all about her that she's a singer. I
Right.
mean, how would you miss that?
Right. Especially now with since Disney bought them, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm a lot of people, the traditionalists, were all freaking out. I'm like, I'm thrilled because Disney's going to exploit the shit out of it, which means more friggin' Star Wars stuff.
I enjoy the shows.
Right.
I haven't watched Andor yet. And I want to.
Oh,
I heard that's really, really good.
yeah. I'll tell you what. Oh man, you wait till the scene where you see where the guy dies by his sister. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just talking shit.
I'm sure somebody dies.
Yeah, one or two.
One or two
No,
people. Have you been
great.
down to Galaxy's Edge?
I want to go, but then there's crowds, and I don't really like crowds. And then it's in Florida, and I don't really like Florida.
No.
So I got a lot of problems, and I don't. Then it's away from home, and I don't like leaving home. So there's a lot of issues I got to overcome to get there.
You could go to Disneyland. They got one out there too.
Yeah,
That's
it's
California,
up.
but I don't know if that's any better than Florida.
When it's jacked up because I've got this woman. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very big fan, and her dad is a high muckety muck in Disneyland. And she has said, I can get you in. We can do these exclusive tours. You can walk around when the place isn't open. And
Dude,
no kidding. No
that's
kidding. No kidding. When everybody I tell is like, what the is your problem? Go, friggin' go.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yes, I know
Take some
this.
edibles, get on the plane. Just don't take Southwest, and do it because those tours that they do, that's like $4,000 an hour
I know,
that they
dude. I
charge for
know.
those.
And she's like, that you got this special door you go, and it goes right to the front of any ride you want to go to.
Yep. You
Fuck.
got it. Oh my God. For
It
me,
it,
for me, go do it.
it
Tell
sucks
us
having
all
so
about it.
it sucks having so many friggin' problems. Jeez, great. My own worst friggin' enemy, dude.
Oh, wow. Is Tracy as big a Star, not as big a Star Wars fan, but is she a
I
fan or
don't
does
know.
she tolerate you?
She tolerates me, man. I, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I even my office. She's like, you pick out your lighting, whatever you want to do, right? For lighting. I had found these lightsaber sconces. She nixed it. It was like, it's my office. You said pick the lighting.
Pick whatever I
She's like,
want.
nope. So
Wow.
no, she's not I can't say she's a Star Wars fan by any
Mm.
stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I got all my Star Wars stuff is downstairs in the basement. I had a ton of shit. I mean, I have the old when episode 1 came out and the Pizza Hut did the cups and they were the full
Oh,
size cups and they had the extra heads on them with the straws. I have those. I have, the soda bottles when they did the re-releases of the movies and all that shit when I built my music studio downstairs. All of that stuff. Mary's like, well, you got a place for all your crap now. So all of that is in my studio.
inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. And I have one of the original lightsabers when they first came out with them back in I think it was 97 when they started re-releasing the trilogy the original trilogy and you push the button and you extend it and it shoots out. It's not like
Oh yeah,
one of the new ones. It's like the expandable ones in the tube
yeah.
and it makes the noise when you move it around and stuff like that. And the girl I was dating at the time, she went to KB. This is how long ago it was. She went to KB Toy Hobby to get it, and the guy's like, "Oh, your kid's really gonna love this. This is the hottest toy out there." And
You
she
kid,
said,
yeah.
"It's for my boyfriend who's 24."
Sorry, my Holly needs outside. We got to go on
No,
the
no
move.
problem.
All right, let me get the door for her. Sorry, man. I know this makes for super interesting podcast material.
No, I thought you would take me like, oh, I got one of those lightsabers too.
No. I'm a droid fanatic. So
Yeah.
I mean, I got the whole friggin'. I mean, that's only. Can you see? That's only partial.
Yeah. No, you got the dome on it though.
Droids.
You didn't have the
Oh
dome
yeah.
last
Oh, do
time
you
we
see
saw it.
Oh, that's a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yo, you looking on Facebook?
No, you showed us.
Yeah, I took the dome. I just put the dome on just to get a picture.
Okay, yeah. Episode 1, the first episode of the podcast, you showed us some of the R2 stuff, and still didn't have the head on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you go on my personal page tonight, you'll see it. I just posted a picture with the dome on.
Okay.
But I've since taken it off because it's not really on yet. I was just I wanted to catch a picture. I haven't seen them all together until tonight. Kind of.
Now, is this going to be a fully working R2
fully
unit?
Yeah,
like go to conventions, Comic-Con type of R2 unit type of thing, or
I could, but it's 150 pounds, and I'm not hefting this friggin' thing around.
No, so it's like the robot in Rocky IV. It can bring you drinks and things like that.
Yeah, I mean it's got motors in the feet, batteries, lights, the head spins, all the bells and whistles.
So it's like The Exorcist.
I wouldn't have gone there, but I mean,
well, you said the head spins, so it doesn't spit up pea soup or anything like that.
Yeah, no green vomit comes
out.
Yeah,
there you go.
It doesn't tell your mother to do things.
Yeah. Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Karis. Hey, I said the show isn't PG-13, people. Okay, so
funny. I never watched that movie.
You never saw The Exorcist?
I have no desire to.
What?
No, it's not my type of fare.
Like
I really don't like
possession movies or scary movies in general.
I don't like scary movies too. Isn't that
coming
weird?
from the guy who writes zombie books? Doesn't like scary movies.
I don't. I don't know why. I'd rather not watch scary movies. It's funny because people are like, oh, that was so scary, that scene you wrote. And I guess because I know the direction it's going in, I'm like, oh, it's not that scary, but I don't know. I don't watch scary movies.
Do you watch zombie movies at all, or?
Yeah, I enjoy zombie flicks, but
what's one of your favorites?
I guess technically it's tough to call them, but I liked the 28 days. It was 28 days. Now they have the 28 months. Or
it's 28 days and 28 weeks.
28 weeks. Yeah, I enjoy those. I can't remember the Resident Evil. I love the Umbrella Co-op, man. I think those are great, although technically I don't know if they're zombies or not. Normally if it's got zombies in it, I'm pretty cool with it, but I've seen some turds. I've seen ones that had like an $82 budget, and they had like 6 people pushing on a fence, and that was like the big horde, it's not really doing it for me, so.
Yeah. Did you watch The Walking Dead at all?
I did. I watched most of it. I want to say, how many seasons did they have? A bunch, right?
I think it's 11. 11 seasons. 11 was broken up into 3 different parts.
I think I stopped at around 8. I just kind of lost, and then they kind of got rid of some of the people I liked the most, and I don't know. It seemed to me almost like it was more of a drama, and I'm not saying Mike is a friggin' brain surgeon, but these people seem to get in the worst situations so easily. It's like, how are you so stupid? How are you still alive? Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, I don't know. I for 8 seasons, I was all up in it. And then it was kind of like,
Yeah, I stopped for a while. I stopped and then I went up to this season where Negan came in. And then I went, this is they're people on people now. It's violence. It's they're not just fighting zombies, they're fighting other people. And then I picked it back up and I really started to like it. And then Rick, spoilers, Rick blows up off the bridge and he supposedly died when Andrew Lincoln left. And then it's, wait, Negan's a good guy? We're liking Negan now? And you start, the way they wrote it, you start to like, oh shit, yeah, okay, redemption. I get it.
Yeah, did his arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, with Mike, I'm reaching for a question. I had a question in my head and I totally spaced and think that if I start asking something, it'll come back to me, and it didn't. So my apologies on that one.
That's all right. I probably didn't have an answer anyway, so we're
There you
good.
go. What do you got coming up? Are you working on anything now? I know you just finished two, so you're probably taking a little sabbatical off of
No,
it,
I
but
don't take a sabbatical. I have I don't it's tough for me to remember what we talked about, but I have a certain word count I I shoot for each year.
Mhm.
So I it's the end of the year where I take my sabbatical. So
Mhm.
I just work furiously for, 9.5 months and then really kind of slow down for a month or about 2 months. And then I like December is like, yeah, I'm on vacation. So
Yeah, everybody takes the end of the year off anyway. I don't blame you.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot
I
of
just want,
people are asking about another Devil's Desk.
I wish, I mean, there's still room. I wish I had wrote it with a more open ending. I had never intended that to go more than the one book, but I did thoroughly enjoy writing the book, and it seems to be fairly well received. So,
Where have I heard that you didn't think about going more than one book? And there's
every
there's
every
more there's
series,
there's only like one or two in the series.
God, there was one point, how man, maybe 5, 6 years ago. Man, it seems long. I sat down. Somebody had asked me the question. I don't know if I was doing a podcast or a radio interview. I don't know what the hell I was doing. What do you got going on? I was like, I literally at that time had like 6 series, active series going on, and that like kind of threw me for a loop. I got a little friggin' concerned. I was like, how is that sustainable? And that's why I started uh, tying some things off. It was at
Hmm.
that point where I had a moment of realization.
Hmm. So, so I'm looking off some of the questions in the group that people asked. So one of the things someone's asking in a Talbot Sode, is the Canadian incident based off of anything real?
No,
No.
no, just all
So,
imagination.
sorry, Ashley, that's not real. It's all
So
made up. What about the
I'd love
McDonald's?
to
What
say,
about the McDonald's incident?
uh, you know,
I think
what
everybody's had that incident at a McDonald's at this point in their
no,
life.
honestly, what happened? It has. This is probably how Hollywood gets away with based off of. Uh, Tracy and I had gone to McDonald's. I don't know what the hell we ordered, but she wanted a unsweetened iced tea, and they gave her a sweetened tea. We're in the drive-through,
Hmm.
so I took the tea and went inside. And while I was inside with this tea to get it switched out, that whole scene just went boom. I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay, well that's cool. And then I wrote that scene.
Wow. So the McDonald's incident is real. The Canadian one is not. You
Well,
would
I
think
mean,
it would be reversed.
it's only real in so much as they messed up a an order for iced tea. Everything else is fiction. I mean, so
Yeah, you elaborate a little bit to make it you
yeah, just
Hollywoodized an incident at McDonald's.
yeah, it was based off of a true story.
There you go. So, someone's asking, will Tim get any more books? I think we kind of
Uh
touched about that a little bit. That possibly.
Possibly. The Tim, it's still a business. And Tim has a very vocal following, but not a very large following.
Hmm.
So you know, I do math. Well, Tracy does math. So
Yeah, if it's worth it.
yeah, I mean, I hate to be all, but it is a business. This is how I survive. This is how we eat and pay our mortgage, and don't pay our cable bill because we got
Hmm.
rid of them. Yay.
Cut the
But
cable.
yeah, I mean, we have to. I can only write so much. So we got to kind of prioritize what's gonna work. What's successful.
Hmm. Do you think that at this point you could put out I mean, I've pretty much read everything you've done. I'm working on Riley right now. And I think the only things I haven't done is some of the collabs, and the Callous Rose. Is it Callous Rose? Callous Rose?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Um, but pretty much anything you put out at this point, I'll listen to just because I enjoy your writing. I enjoy your style of writing. I enjoy how not Mark, Sean puts it all together, even if he's doing Mike or not doing a Mike voice or a Mike story. Is there anything in your head that you've just said, I'd really like to do this just as a one-off, or I don't know if it'll sell, but it's something for me, you know, sort of like I don't know if you ever seen the movie House with William Catt, where he's an author and he wrote a bunch of horror movies and he's doing a signing and everybody's like, oh, what are you doing next? And he says, I'm going to write about my personal experiences in Vietnam. And people are like, oh, yeah. Like, it's not something that's going to sell, but it's something he wants to do for himself.
Sure. Sure.
You have
I'm
anything
probably
like
gonna
that?
do dinosaur. Yeah, dinosaur porn.
Dinosaur porn?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
that sells good. Gonna do a whole book on that T-Rex stuff. Hey, that's real shit, man. I just want you to know that is a real genre if you look it up.
Is it
I don't plan
legit
on
a
writing.
real thing?
Legit, 100%. You can see they got covers where like there's a woman and she's in the arms of a velociraptor and it's like, oh
Does
no.
it take place in Tijuana like those donkey shows?
I don't know. I never read it. That's a little
Ah,
uh I I can't say I would actually do it, but just in terms of like romances, dude, romances kill it. I mean, the folks that write romance like write their own ticket, you know.
mhm. Like a
It's
Fabio style novel?
I guess, yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Like you're gonna do like a swashbuckling 50 Shades of Mike Talbot type of thing, or
yeah, sure, why not?
50 Shades of Talbot. There you go.
Open up a whole new audience.
It'd be good with the big with the females, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, those books, man, those authors are just crazy followings. I used to do some there's this woman that she would put together these book signing events and she'd have a whole crap ton of authors and she was trying to expand it a little bit and do some horror and she had me and a couple other horror writers along with 47 or so of these romance authors. I mean, those women, they would have lines. People would wait hours to get books signed, and I mean, I could have gone out and got sandwiches for, it's hard to look at that and go, what are they doing? Do
Hmm.
I need to be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally staring. I'm in Mary's office where I record this, and I'm literally staring at the 50 Shades of Grey book series. So on top of
That's
all of
funny.
her nursing books and medical books, it's all medical books and nursing books. There's an Elvis biography, and then the entire 50 Shades of Grey catalog. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but that's what people love that stuff. So,
yep.
do you have that in you?
That's the question, right? I mean, could I pull it off? I don't know. It'd be fun to try it, and
Because
then
you
I'd have
got
to probably change. I'd have to change my name. It'd have to be like Martha Tufo or something, because I don't know. Historically, romance authors would be majority would be female. You would think.
well, you could do like a Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers type of
Oh,
zombie fan fiction porn that she writes.
Bob's Burgers is awesome.
I love that show.
I do too. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and who was the was it Martha Tufo or whatever? I saw your post. You got all excited that they mentioned your name or it mentioned your last name in one of the episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't remember. Can't remember, but I do. But that was cool.
And I was like, all right, this guy's cool. He likes Bob Burgers. He can stay. So, All right, Mark, I don't know how long we've been talking for. It's definitely been over an hour or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming on. I hope, do you enjoy the that we're doing this, or are you like, do you still have that
No.
Boston self-deprecating? Why does somebody have a
No.
podcast dedicated to me? What's wrong with this dude?
The, the only thing now is like I want you to be successful because it's like
Hmm.
why is it successful? So
Hmm.
no, I enjoy it, man. As long as you're having fun. I mean, Lord knows, you're doing all the work. I come on and talk for a little bit. That's all I'm doing
There you go. So,
because I
but
know how much. I mean, I did a podcast for about a year with Armand Rosamilia, and
mhm.
it was a lot of work. It was a lot of prep, and we had a lot of guests on. You want to make sure you ask intelligent questions and things like that. You don't want to sound like a friggin' idiot and like, I have no idea with who you are, but I got to ask you a question, type of thing.
Yeah, it's funny when I listen back to the episodes on Thursdays before I post it. And while I'm listening to it, in my head, I'm always thinking, shit, I should have said that. I should have made that comment. I should have made that joke. I should have asked this question. But and I was saying this to Mary. I'm like, while I'm listening, while I'm doing it, the people are talking. I'm trying to ask a question that's so engaging that you talk for a long time. And then I'm thinking to myself, shit, what's a follow-up question, or how do I get it so the conversation just flows and there's not any dead space where I'm going, yeah, that's cool, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that was luckily the guy I was doing the podcast with was very good at that, picking up, not leaving any dead space. Whereas I would just throw in random stuff from the sidelines. So
Mm-hmm.
he definitely carried the brunt of the conversation. I'm not a giant conversationalist, but
Yep. Well, I'm glad you like it. And to anybody out there who wants to come on and talk about Mark's books, email me, Michael Talbot Podcast at iCloud.com. We record on Wednesdays, and this is what it is. Just talking Tufo. I mean, that was one of the original titles I threw around, was talking Tufo, but I figured nobody wants to do that. So we'll just, Mike Talbot is the name. I think even when he's not in a story, that kind of just it draws the attention to it.
yeah, and there's free beer, kid. They get
Free
free
beer.
beer,
Free
free
beer.
beer in the green room.
I got vodka and Red Bull, but that's because I don't have any. All we got is Bud Light and Miller Light downstairs, and so
Why? Why are you taking up fridge space?
I know. Well, we have we got a fridge downstairs. We bought a new fridge. So we took the old fridge that came with the house and put it downstairs in the basement. So now that's the alcohol fridge.
Nice.
Which Christmas Eve we had both families over for the first time, and that fridge was filled when we started, and by the end of the day it was almost empty. There was like maybe one or two Trulies in there left. I'm like, they drank the fucking Trulies and the White Claws. These people were desperate for alcohol.
Well, I mean, once you're that far into it, man, it doesn't really matter, right?
Right, exactly. So, but they drank all my Coronas, all the Mary's Miller Lights. Like they drank the summer shanties and the pumpkin spices from like 2 years ago when we first moved in, that we still had them. Like, I hope they didn't check expiration dates, because they drank everything. So,
Yeah, we had a cooler like that with all the nasty things nobody wanted.
mhm.
Every barbecue would have them in the ice. They just finally I just brought them down to the range and shot them.
It's the company beer, you know?
Yeah.
So, but all right, Mark, I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for coming on. Hope we continue to do you right. Love your stories, love your books. Keep writing, keep doing what you're doing, brother. It's wicked pissa. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good night. Bye.
You too.